We're on. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our second episode. I didn't warm up before this, obviously. Our second episode of House Party of 574 Theater. Happy Sunday. We hope you're doing well and staying safe and healthy inside of your homes as you social distance from the world, the introvert's dream. Well, I wanted to welcome you back. I'm so glad that you're joining us. We're excited for our second episode. We'll be featuring our guest, Michelle Miller, in a little bit. We're so excited to have her on today for her to sing and talk theater with us. Just wanted to make sure, you're all staying safe, social distancing. If you didn't see, President Trump expanded his social distancing suggestion / order, I guess you should say. So it's now all the way till April 30th. So everybody, get comfy in your homes, stay healthy and safe with your loved ones. We're in for the long haul, I think, but we're going to stay positive, and we're going to keep on bringing you entertainment and enjoyment here for the next couple weeks. We're so excited to be doing this. We had a really good turnout on Friday. At one point, I think we were up to like 35 or 40 people watching on both platforms. If you're watching now, I invite you to share this and invite your other friends and family members to watch. Turn off all the reruns and on TV and watch some live entertainment here for 574 House Party. I want to remind you, we're doing this in an effort to raise funds for our artists of 574 Theater. One of the best parts about 574 and what we're most proud of is every one of our artists gets compensated. And that's not just our actors, that's our designers, our technicians, backstage, makeup and hair, all of those positions, they're all getting paid and compensated for their work. So if you want to support that, you can go to the website down here below, 574theater.com/support. Or if you're watching on our Facebook, there's a donate button right there that you can click. On our Friday night show, we fundraised $80, which is so awesome. And we know things are tight right now, and everybody is definitely on a budget, and things are going to get tighter. But we could ask you to consider donating to 574 Theater. Every bit counts, whether it's $1, $5, or $1 million. We're not picky. So I want to bring on a special guest today. He's our executive director, Josh Maurer. We're going to go ahead and bring him on. Here we go. Joshua.
Hello. Hi.
Man.
How's it going, man?
Living the dream.
Good to see you. It's been a few days.
Yeah, it has been a few days. We've all been doing all of our meetings on Zoom. And if you didn't see the other day, Josh forgot that we had a staff meeting and he was on a run. So we got to have a staff meeting while listening to Josh out of breath. Talking about 574 business. So Josh, where are you at? Where are you quarantined? How are things going?
Well, I'm hunkered down here in South Bend with my sister. I live with my sister here in South Bend. So we are, I guess, about a week in here now. She's been working from home. My job is currently shut down, so I'm not currently working. And we are trying to stay safe. My sister is Christy Maurer. Some of you may know her. She's an interpreter for the deaf. And so she actually, she's been going out sometimes and then doing her office work from home, but she goes to the hospital frequently. So we're really trying to stay inside and stay away from other people because of her, going out and about and serving the community in the ways that she does. So
yeah, and
where we're at right now.
If you all saw Into the Woods last summer, Christy played Cinderella. She was also our director of ASL, and she's also going to be joining us, I believe, on Sound of Music this summer. So we're very excited about that. So Josh, you said that you're out of work. How is that, that reality right now of, being a server, working in the food industry and not knowing when you're going to go back to work? What's that like?
I think it's really tough. I don't know, you feel like life just throws unexpected turns at you and you think things are starting to go really well and then, something hits and things go differently. But that being said, I'm healthy. Have a great situation here. We're safe. We have plenty of food. So I feel very blessed. I think there's a lot of people suffering from this virus and a lot of things. So things could certainly be worse. I feel very blessed, and I wish the best to those who are less fortunate.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to most about our summer for 574 Theater?
Oh,
What
I
Sound of
think
Music
definitely,
is your favorite show?
definitely, definitely. I think I have to say The Sound of Music. I know it's relatively unpopular as a musical theater person, but I love The Sound of Music, and so I'm very excited to hear The Hills come alive with The Sound of Music.
In our season planning meetings, I've been trying to push Sound of Music off as much as possible because it's not my favorite musical personally. And so when I finally came to the conclusion on my own, obviously, that Sound of Music was a great choice, Josh was very happy.
I was very excited, that's for sure.
So, Josh, the question we've been asking everybody, well, not everybody, one person so far who's been on our show, and that we're encouraging everybody to answer. What does theater mean to you? I think in these times, it's especially now that we're all having to pause as theater artists, we don't get to pause a lot. We're constantly on the move. So I think there's been a lot of time to stop and reflect. So what does theater mean to you?
Absolutely. Well, I think theater to me is what it's always been. I was not exposed to theater really from an early age. I didn't really come in contact with it until some point during high school. And from the very first moment that I saw a show, that I was exposed to a theatrical experience, it just immediately captured me with what I think of as the magic of theater. There's just like this surreal atmosphere that comes along with when you have a really good theater experience. And I think for me, that's what theater is. It's magic. It's something that you can't contain. It's so present, and it's so surreal. Like it takes you beyond the boundaries of your normal life. It transports you into who knows where, and I think it reaches the deeper parts of your heart and the deeper parts of your mind, and really just captures something that's really essentially human. And I just kind of, in my mind, summarize that as the magic of theater, and that's what I love about it so much.
Yeah, definitely has that magic to it. Well, thank you for that, and we encourage everyone watching to drop in the comments what theater means to you, and we'll get that read and shown here on the show this evening or on our future shows. So with that, before we say goodbye to Josh, I want to bring on our guest for the evening. I'm so excited to have her on the show. If you've seen all of our 574 shows, chances are you've seen her in something. She was with us from the very beginning. She played Olive in 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. She then went on to play Meg in Little Women. She was Eulalie Shin. I almost forgot her last name. She was Eulalie in The Music Man. And then our second season, she was in A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder and played the witch in Into the Woods. She's been in cabarets with us. She was also in Godspell. I'm very excited to bring on our dear friend and the lovely and talented Michelle Miller. Here she is. Michelle!
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, hello.
Can you hear Josh now?
I can hear Josh now.
Woo!
Hey, wonderful.
In our pre-show, we could not, Michelle could not hear Josh, so I was having to interpret everything. So fun fact, all three of us used to live together, and it was a great time. It was legit a house party, constantly. And we were just talking about we should have all been quarantined together because it could have been a lot of fun. But I blame Josh.
Always a good bet. Always safe.
All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye to Josh for now, and we're going to get on with the rest of our show. Joshua, I'm glad you got to see me.
Hey, you guys have fun. Keep it up. And Michelle, good to see you. Always wonderful to have you around. Your talent is infectious, hopefully. Hopefully it rubs off on us a little bit.
Are you saying you hope it rubs off on me?
All right. You guys have a good evening.
Bye, Josh.
Bye, Josh.
Oh, good. Glad to get rid of him. He's the worst. Michelle, I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be great. Michelle and I go way back. We've been friends now for what, like 6-7 years?
Yeah.
Too long.
2014.
2014. Michelle was one of the first friends I made when I went to college. And she took me under her wing showed me all the ways to be good in school.
Yeah.
We were in collegians together at Bethel, which was like show choir almost meets like musical theater showcase. So that was fun. And then our first show together was Seussical. Michelle played Gertrude, and I played a Wickersham brother.
Yeah.
And my face blew up.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that?
I do.
If you don't know, I'm allergic to like majority of stage makeup. It's why I don't act a lot anymore. So if you've seen the movie Hit, when his face like blows up from that allergic reaction, that's pretty much what I look like when stage
pretty
makeup
accurate.
goes on my face. So
Yeah.
that's what happened in that one, because like they portrayed the Wickershams as like they were in the books. They were all blue, so we were like air painted blue every day, and a lot of black eyeliner and stuff. And anyways, this is a show about Michelle, not me. So Michelle, where are you? Where are you quarantined? What's going on?
I am currently kind of quarantined at my parents' house. Right now I'm in their basement. But I'm still working my normal 36 to 40 hour weeks. The bank has luckily what?
Where do you work?
First State Bank.
First State Bank.
So our
Are they going
lobbies
to pay us now? Are they going to give me money since we mentioned their name?
No, probably not.
Episode 2 of House Party brought to you by First State Bank. If they're watching, I expect a check in the mail.
Okay. I'll let them know.
Theater.com/support. Anyways, continue.
So we are, luckily our lobbies are closed. So we really only are coming into contact with people like secondhand through the drive-through, or if they make appointments, they can come in. But I've limited exposure to the public.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good that they closed their lobbies. I think, I think my bank also did that.
I think most are.
I got an email from them, and I just thought it was one of like all the other emails I've been getting from like random companies telling me how to stay safe during COVID-19. I'm like, thanks, Domino's. I appreciate it.
Got it.
Well, cool. So have you, you're very busy. It feels like you're always doing something. You're always in some show. So do you have anything that's been canceled as of now or postponed or anything that's kind of been pushed back?
Luckily, no. Most of what I was working on or have been working on is stuff that wasn't going to happen until the end of May anyway.
Cool.
So, I mean, it may still affect it. We may have to push things back, but for the most part, my
fingers crossed, right?
Fingers crossed. Things have stayed the way they're supposed to.
Right. Well, that's good. Yeah. I mean, so far I've kind of been the same way. It's just kind of like a lot of things on hold right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, especially, like summer stock theater or anything that's happening in the summer, everybody's just kind of sitting there just waiting. But that's good. I'm glad that, nothing so far has been pushed back for you. And your last performance was Songs for a New World?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I was Woman 1. So if you know the show but don't know the characters, she sings I'm Not Afraid of Anything and Christmas Lullaby. And that was with Art 4. And it was, I love the show. Yeah. It's, if you don't know anything about it, I know you do, but if other people don't, it's just a song cycle.
Yeah.
So it's all singing, which is my forte. So that was great to just be able to go out there and kind of showcase a different kind of musical theater, just not lines. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and like Songs for a New World, it's kind of like, I think Jason Robert Brown used like the term abstract musical to kind of describe it, because it's not a musical, but it's not really a song cycle. It's just kind of like everything.
Songs that tell stories.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jason Robert Brown, if you're out there and you don't know who he is, he wrote The Last 5 Years, Parade, 13, Songs for a New World, and many other things. And his music is just tougher than tough. How was it for you on that show with that music?
I felt good. I don't know. Like I
felt good.
I throw myself into music, so I feel like, plus being Woman 1, most of my parts were the melody. So I got kind of lucky in that case.
I tell you.
That's great.
The word. No, and I saw the show and it was wonderful. It was a great production. Art 4 really did a nice job, and you were spectacular. Christmas Lullaby, like, had me in a puddle. So I loved it. It was great. Cool. So nice. Yeah. So that was the last one. Stay tuned with Michelle's work. She's so good. You have to see her and everything. Yeah. So okay. So you work at First State. Where did you go to school? Where's your degree from?
Bethel University. I almost said Bethel College.
Either or.
It was Bethel College when I was there.
Right.
Graduated in 2015 with my degree, vocal performance.
Hear what I said? I said
No.
you're.
I'm getting there. I keep saying
Yeah.
I'm almost 30.
Oh my gosh, woman.
I know, right?
That's wild. And you came on today, so like I've told people in our first episode, we do like a pre-show check. We like sound check everything, make sure it's good. And I haven't seen you in a while. And you got on and your hair is red. I'm like, and I forgot. Like, who is this?
Yeah. It's faded. It's weird, but it's fine.
Well, I just forgot.
Right.
I do that a lot. I forget things. All right. Are you ready for our first game?
Yeah.
All right. I am so ready for this. It's a game I came up with, obviously. I'm sure somebody else came up with it, but it's called, drum roll please, Guess That Musical. I got a drum. Note to self. Get a snare drum. All right, so we're going to play Guess That Musical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a song from my computer, so all of you hear it, and you have to guess, one, what musical it's from. Brownie points if you can guess the name of the song. Okay? Everyone good on the rules? If you're watching, play along, drop your guess in the comment box, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
If you can't hear it, say something.
Okay.
Here we go. So we're going to our first song. Are you ready?
So ready.
Okay, here we go.
Honey, honey, wow, he thrills me. Honey.
All right, what's our guess?
I know the name.
All right, what musical is it from?
I know. That's what I'm trying to remember the name of the dang musical.
I thought I was like, this will be... What?
I know. Why am I blanking on the name? Mamma Mia.
There it is. I was like, I'll put this one first because she'll know it.
No, and I totally did.
Mamma Mia, we were right. Mary Seymour's correct. The right answer, Honey, Honey from Mamma Mia. I thought I'd start you off easy. And I was like, oh my gosh,
No,
did you know Mamma Mia?
I knew it immediately, and it just like left my brain. I was like, it's the ABBA musical, obviously. What's it called? It's fine. We're fine.
Are people judging you in our comment section? Ah,
I hope so.
Mamma Mia,
Ah,
Honey, Honey. There we go.
yeah,
Nice. All right, are you ready for the next one?
okay. I guess.
Okay. May the odds forever be in your favor. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit on this one just so you can.
There, they go perfectly still. All their eyes can don't attack me. Watch them sweat and their tail shake. Every food chain has its me. Regina George eats steak. She's
Mean Girls.
Good. That is the musical.
I don't know the name of the song.
Girl, you got to learn it. Like, you got to play this role because you'd be so good in it. I think now I'm blanking on the character's name. I think it's Janice, but don't
I'm pretty sure.
kill me. Apex Predator from Mean Girls.
Okay.
You got to learn that song and like everything she sings in that show because it's so good. Yeah.
On it. I'll add it to the playlist.
Nick Rogers got it.
I was gonna say he's probably ashamed of me.
Seymour's got it. I don't know what Ethan means by S.
Me neither.
Maybe it's a secret code that he didn't fill us in on. I don't know. All right, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Again, you know, that's the musical. I know you're going to know this song, but let's see if you know what musical it's from. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and color. Life's candy and the sun ball of butter.
All right, what do you got?
Don't Rain on My Parade from Funny Girl.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got it. Nice.
Yes.
I like how we both went to the exact move. Well,
I know.
y'all, can you tell we've been friends for a long time? All right, another one. Here we go. This is a newer one, so we'll see how you do.
Okay.
I don't know if you've listened to this at all.
Probably
I'm gonna
not.
skip it out.
Listen up, let me tell you a story. A story that you think you've heard before. We know you know our names, and I say. Know all about the glories and the graces. I'm talking all the time.
No, I don't know it. I don't even have a guess.
Again, you got to learn all the songs from this show too. Again, it's really new. It is Ex-Wives from Six.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, just COVID-19 trivia, the night Broadway shut down was the night Six was supposed to open. So, like, literally the day of, they got their opening postponed. And they've asked, like, all, like, the normal critics to, like, hold their reviews until they can actually, like, open again. So, and I know it's going to open, like, the show is, like, taking the world by storm already, and, like, Broadway's going to be one of the last places it lands. But Six is going to take over the world. Nick says it's all bops. So you got to learn it. Okay, is there another one? There is. Oh, there's two more. All right, I got to kick into gear here. Here we go. What is it?
Is it Michael in the Bathroom from? I can see the cover, the thing. Why is my brain not working?
Do you need help? Do you need to call in a friend?
I need to call in a friend.
Michael in the Bathroom. But what is it from, Facebook? Be more chill. Be more chill. You gotta be more chill, Michelle. Come on.
No, I'm too nervous.
Mood. All right. Next one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is the last one.
Okay.
Sigue andando el camino por toda su vida, respira. Si pierdes mis huellas, que Dios te bendiga.
What do you got?
It's from In the Heights, right?
From In the Heights. Do you know the song? That was hard because I played the intro. If I feel like if we got to the verse, you'd know it fine.
I don't know.
It's Breathe from In the Heights. Ah, okay. Well, you didn't do too bad. You did better than Ethan did the other night on the Overture game. So that's good. Let's see. All right. Nice. Okay, so how many did you get right? You kind of got Mamma Mia right. I'm chalking that one up to a draw because you didn't know it. You didn't know the name of the musical until 10 minutes later.
I just couldn't think.
Fine, we'll give it to you. 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 4. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 6. Not bad.
Okay.
The B. B's get degrees.
B's get degrees. Yes.
All right. Michelle, are you ready to sing for us?
Sure.
All right. What are you going to sing first?
I am going to sing What Baking Can Do from Waitress.
I love Waitress. I've seen it 4 times.
Yeah.
Start with the cast,
what?
and then I saw it with Sarah Bareilles, and then I saw it on tour with you.
Mm-hmm.
Not in it, but you were there with me.
Oh, that would have been great, though.
That would have been cool. And then I saw it again on Broadway with the understudy, Stephanie Torrance, who was amazing. She was so good. OMG. Okay, it's your turn. So you're singing What Baking Can Do from Waitress?
Yes.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Everything ready to go? All right, ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Miller singing a song from Waitress. If you like what you hear, donate to 574 Theater. Michelle, take it away.
Okay. Make it work, make it easy, make it clever, crafted into pieces. Even doubt can be delicious, and it washes off of all the dirty dishes. When it's done, I can smile. It's on someone else's plate for a while. I'll place it on display, and then I'll slice it and serve my worries away. I can fix this, I can twist it into sugar, butter, covered pieces. Never mind what's underneath it all. I have done it before. I'll bake me a door to help me get through. I learned that from you, Mama. It's amazing what baking can do. Make it up and surprise them. Tell them all my secrets, but disguise them so they dance on the tongue of the very people that their secrets from. Make it soon, make it better, though better never lasts forever. I'll make it small so it fits. Even this, even now, even as the walls come tumbling down, even as I can't stop remembering how every door we ever made, we never once walked out. Something I never got the chance to ask her about. So with flour on my hands, I'll show them all how goddamn happy I am. Sugar, butter, flour, don't let me down. Let's see the next amazing thing baking does now.
Yes! Woo!
Yay, I made it through.
That was so good.
Thank you.
And I don't know how it sounds for everybody else, but like, I think there's some connection things. So she's not like, there's no vocal damage happening. I promise. But it does sound like it's giving you like this really nice like rasp. So like,
Adele, basically.
yeah, before she blew her vocal cords.
No.
People are praising you in the comments, Derek Knoll. She can sing.
Aw,
And
Derek.
from Derek, that's like the biggest compliment of all, right?
Man.
Girl,
Oh,
my favorite song.
great.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, Queen.
Adele.
Nick says, can't believe I'm just in love with you. That's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. All of the yes. I love that show. That's probably like my favorite show I've ever seen on Broadway. It's spectacular. The storytelling in it is so good. And it's such a good story. And I love that it's the first Broadway show with a full female creative team.
Yeah.
It's so cool to be able to witness that 4 times. And if things are still, moving, hopefully in the right direction, it's supposed to be coming to South Bend in May. So on that tour. So hopefully that still happens. I really hope it does.
I also do.
Well, good. Now I got chills. They're multiplying and they're losing control. Okay. Did you see what I did there? You see what I did? I referenced a musical. Oh my gosh.
What a nerd.
No. Okay. We're segueing. All right, Michelle from 574 Theater. You've done a lot with us.
I have.
You've kind of been there since like the first show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Putnam County. Let's talk about Putnam.
Oh
That was a
man.
long time ago, wasn't it? That was like almost 2 years
Almost 2
ago.
years. Yeah.
Wow.
That's to date is still one of my favorite roles that I've ever played. Olive is just I'm speechless. Olive is just like, she's such a fun character to play because on the surface there's like, oh, I'm just a little girl, but then like also she's like completely alone in the world. And like, I don't know. I love that like this story is just like dealing with real life, real issues, but like told through children, because children also deal with those issues. It's not like solely adult problems.
Yeah.
So
It's like middle schoolers, like heaven, you know? Like it's
yeah.
like that's so real. Like I did one semester at a middle school, and like I could like identify in each class I had. I'm like, oh, you're this character from Putnam County. You know, like there's so much reality there. And you know, that was our first show at 574, so it's kind of like, you know, we had all done theater before somewhere. But figuring out how it was done with 574 was really unique. And I think what was cool about that is everybody played a part in forming the company. So what was your favorite memory from that show?
Probably it was one of the dress rehearsals that we had to like keep. It was the night that my mom came to the dress rehearsal, and there was like a really bad storm, and we had to like keep pushing the time back further and further. And I was like, I just want to do the show. But that,
I don't remember that.
you don't remember that? We didn't start the run until like, well, we couldn't get in the space till pretty late anyway. But we didn't start the run until like 9:45, I think.
Wow, I don't remember that at
Yeah.
all. Where was I? There was so much happening during that week.
Oh yeah.
We did it in a gym at Patel Center.
Oh, that's great.
Which I think ended up working fine, but like
Yeah.
the logistics of it were crazy because we had to strike the whole set every day.
The
So we had
stage.
literally the stage, yeah, and take it and move it every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was our first show, you know, so there were just so many little kinks everywhere that we had to work out. I remember, and like something I will never forget, and I hope it's like one of my last memories I think about on the day I die, but it was you, Taylor, and Zach singing the I Love You song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, people. Like, talk about like gorgeous music. Speechless. I'm still speechless about it. I think that was one of the better moments of the show. Derek Knoll says about Putnam County, it happened.
It was great.
And it's funny because like apparently, you know, I try not to look at like the production on Broadway when I work on a show. Like when we make it our own, don't copy. So like later on I was listening to a podcast, and the out of town tryout for Putnam County was done in a middle school cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. It was supposed to be like in the big theater at like this high school performing arts center upstate New York. And they're like all moving in. They're like, oh, actually, we put another show in there, so you guys are gonna have to go to the cafeteria. And they're all like, okay. And then like started doing it. They're like, okay, this is awesome. Like this is perfect.
Right.
And so yeah, I love that show and I miss it dearly. Maybe we can have like a cast reunion on one of the episodes. That'd be so cool. Stephen White said it was such a fun production. He was our Chip. Hi, Stephen. Glad you tuned in. Okay, so yeah, then so you did Little Women after that, which was our second show, and then you did Music Man, which was our third show and our highest grossing selling show so far, still, which was crazy. That was a fun show to be a part of. And then you were on into our second season. You were in the ensemble of A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, playing 1,000 different roles.
Yeah,
that's fun. What was your favorite role you played in A Gentleman's Guide?
No, I can't remember her name because I hate being put on the spot.
Well, that's why I asked you what your favorite role was, because I was going to ask you about playing that role, but I also can't remember the name.
We are talking about the same one. It's
Lady Eugene?
Yeah, Lady Eugenia.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So tell us about that role.
She was the Count's wife. Was he a Count? The Lord.
He was like whoever was like on the top of the royal line. Like he was in charge of everything.
Yeah, and
Lord Icequip, that's what it was.
yes.
Yeah.
So she was his wife, and she was just this like sassy, dry old woman who insults her husband, and he insults her back. And
From like across the table, you know, so like a long table, and one of them's on one side and the other's on the other.
And it was opposite Cam Madison, who was just a joy to act with, because I don't know. I was really proud of myself for never breaking character, because it's really hard.
I got to a point in the rehearsal process, I had to make a rule of like no laughing at each other. Like we just can't anymore. Because it was so funny. And like the thing about Cam is he does something different every night.
Yeah.
Just to keep it fresh. And so as an actor, you just like, and then as a director, you're like, oh my gosh, what is he gonna do today? But yeah, that was a blast. So then we went, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the night in the scene that we had to eat the actual food on the table. And one of the nights he bit into a raw potato. Like that, I think that was my favorite, because he just literally, there was dirt. It was a dirty raw potato. It was great. It's great. Sorry.
And didn't he he was like really committed, and then as soon as he bit into it, immediately regretted everything.
And he like opened his mouth and just kind of let it fall out of his mouth onto the plate. It was great.
That's the joy of live food, on like actual food on stage, I guess. You know.
Oh man.
I think we instituted a no eating props rule after that, probably.
Yeah. Probably.
So then we moved into the really easy, light and fluffy production of Into the Woods, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy. And look at Bernadette. Speaking of the witch, Bernadette, who plays the witch, Michelle played the witch in the production of Into the Woods. So talk to me about that. Talk to me about that process for you.
Well, I knew a little bit of ASL going in, so that helped with like the logistical, like talking to my counterpart, and Candace was great. She did such a good job.
Candace played the witch. She was one of our deaf actors, so she was like the focus, and Michelle was like her shadow counterpart.
Mm-hmm. So working with her was great, and she really I mean, she is incredibly talented, and I think that was her first show that she had ever done.
Yeah, I think she'd done like something dance. She'd done like a dance performance or something in high school, but since then, like this was like her first thing. Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't remember much from that process. People have varying degrees of knowledge about what was going on there, but I was dealing with some pretty serious health problems. I ended up needing to take like short-term disability for 2 months from work after that production. So I have limited memory of the process, but like I think I did okay.
You were terrible, Michelle.
I wouldn't surprise you.
Specifically to tell you how bad you were.
Yeah, but yeah. So last year that was rough, and that's sort of part of the reason I wasn't in anything else, which for the next few shows that season. Yeah. But we made it through, and I did every performance. Even though we did.
You want to talk about our Saturday matinee?
What about it?
You want to tell everyone what happened? Like what, like this is like, you think of like live theater and how like anything can happen. Tell us the story, and I'll chime in on my side.
Okay, so from my recollection, I get to the theater, and I was having vertigo pretty severely, so I was on some like motion sickness meds and stuff. But I get to the theater, I drove there, and as soon as I parked, I got hit with like a really bad wave of vertigo. That's what I remember. And then we go inside, and we're like, well, I had to sit in the car for like 20 minutes. I was late for my call time. But then we put in this like, I'm trying to think of the word. We got an understudy, sort of.
Yeah. We didn't have an understudy on the show just because of the special circumstances of it being a deaf theater production, which retrospect, bad idea. No, actually, we did have an understudy, just not for your part.
Right. Correct.
Jess was the understudy for like everything but the witch.
Yeah.
I put all of my cards in your basket. It's like, she's gonna be fine.
I did it. We made it. But so Zoe Chirac, little precious, amazingly talented Zoe,
Who was playing Little Red.
who was playing Little Red, who did have an understudy,
Yes.
was learning and practicing my songs, and they had someone following me, like wherever I was at when I was off stage, and following along in the book. So if Zoe needed to step on in my place, she could, and then her understudy was ready, and they're also following to step in as Little Red.
Yeah.
So
So
pretty much.
from my side, our stage manager told me Michelle is sick. She may not be able to do the performance.
Mhm.
I pooped my pants a little. I'm like, okay, all right, we're an hour before a show. Let's do this. So I was like, all right, in my head, who can do it? I was like, Zoe can do it. She can do anything. And so I went up to Zoe. I'm like, Zoe, you need to. Can you play the witch today? And her eyes got so big. She's like, yes. I was like, great. Go down the stage. We're going to block you into the show as the witch.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then I got Jess, her understudy. It's like, you need to get ready to play Little Red, who she actually wasn't there. She wasn't going to come to the matinee. We called her. I'm like, you need to get to the theater now. You might have to go on. Yeah. So then we took Zoe and you through the whole show, getting like in makeup and costume and ready. We held the house for like a half hour, and then you ended up being fine and you were able to do it.
Yeah. That was really
then-
roughed up.
And the biggest adjustment we had to make because of the turntable, right? Like, if you didn't see the production, we had a 16-foot turntable that spun 360 degrees that a lot of your blocking was used for, because it was used for the witch a lot. So we cut the turntable for you for that performance, basically, and we just had you walk. So yeah, so everybody, that's the joy of live theater. You know, things happen, and things go crazy, and you just got to adapt. And you got to live the dream.
What? Nightmares are too.
Yeah, that's fair. I will never forget that day. It was just wild.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't watch. I I could not watch that show because I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to know about anything. I told the management team, let me know if there's an emergency. And I like left. Like, I was in the building, but I just couldn't. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
You did wonderful. Still, you did awesome. Sydney says the good old days. She was the stage manager for that show.
She came and sat with me in my car and held my hand because I was freaking out.
That was wild times. That was great. Whew, okay, well, let's transition out of that into something more light and fluffy. Your favorite musical?
Yeah.
What's your favorite musical, Michelle? I say light and fluffy.
Next to normal. Which is definitely not
Oh,
like.
light and fluffy. Next to normal. Why is that your favorite? Talk to me about it.
Partially because of the whole mental illness aspect. If you're not familiar with the show, it's a mother who is manic depressive or bipolar, and it's sort of the story of her husband, their daughter, her son, and the doctor, and the daughter's boyfriend, whatever, he's in there too. But
He's fine.
But I think the fact that it takes something as personal and as difficult to deal with as bipolar depression or mental illness in general, and actually gets people to acknowledge and to talk about it and to do it, and also through music, which is great because it's like my favorite thing. So
yeah, I think it's great, the life of that show. It started as a 10-minute musical in school for Tom Kidd and Brian Yorkie. And I think, I'm trying to remember the name. It was something like Shock Therapy, the musical. It had shock in it. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, it started as a 10-minute musical. And then after that, they were like, let's keep exploring this. And, you know, they took it to like an hour, a one act, and then they kept developing it. And there we are. I think one of the other cool things, Brian Darcy James, who played Shrek on Broadway, he was in White Christmas, Something Rotten. He was originally in the workshop for the dad.
Oh, okay.
What's the dad's name again?
Dan.
Dan, yeah, he was originally supposed to play Dan. He left Next to Normal for Shrek. Feeling Electric. Thank you, Nick. That's what it was. Feeling Electric. Thank you for Nick. Nick is our guest on Tuesday. Yeah, so I love the show. I love the music. There was just a production of it in Washington, D.C. at Kennedy Center right before everything shut down. And Rachel Bay Jones played Diana. Brandon Victor Dixon played Dan. And I don't remember the rest of the cast. But the guy who played the dad in Dear Evan Hansen was the doctor. I remember that. I don't remember his name. But yeah, it was like I saw a clip from it and I'm like, oh, it was like super raw and like really minimal. And I'm like, oh, I love that. It's a great show. If you haven't listened to it before, it's a great track to listen to.
Yes.
It's a great album to listen to. The music's awesome. Yeah. I love that show.
Me
It's a
too.
good show. Cool. Are you ready for our next game?
Sure.
All right. This one, I'm going to be good at it. I don't know how you're going to do.
Bad.
But we're going to play Broadway trivia. Da 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 da. I need like theme music, you know, like
You should work on that.
on Stars in the House, like Seth Rudetsky, he's like piano player, you know, so like he introduces people and he has a piano in front of him and he like sits and plays. And I want to be that cool, except if I did that, it would have to be like hot cross buns or or something with 4 chords. That's all I could do. So I'll work on it. Okay, so Broadway trivia. So we have a series of questions. They're going to come up on the screen. We'll ask them, and we're also going to wait for time from like the audience members to answer them. So if you want to try to play along, shoot your answer in the comments. We'll see who gets it right first. Okay. All right. Here we go. First question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
How many seats does a New York theater need to have to make it a Broadway house? Do 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 do.
So you just played the Jeopardy theme.
You have an answer for us?
Me?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Anybody in the audience? You got a comment there. Oh, we got a comment. Somebody says 1,700. A little too much. It's less than that.
Like 150?
More than 150. Somewhere between 150 and 1,700. All right. We're going to show the answer. You got any guesses? Any other guesses? At least 500.
That was going to be my next guess.
So yeah, all Broadway theaters, to make it Broadway, you have to have at least 500 seats in the theater. I believe the smallest Broadway theater is Circle Square, which is in the round. That's where we saw Once on This Island show.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and the largest Broadway theater is actually called Broadway Theater. Yeah, and that's, I don't know how many that sits. I think it's closer to like 1,400 or 1,500. It's a big theater. West Side Story is currently playing there.
Ooh.
All right, next question. Are you ready?
Sure.
We have a lot of comments now. Maybe everybody's delayed. I don't know. Maybe there's a delay. Maybe we have to sit here in silence for 10 minutes and wait for everybody to answer. Like, is everybody done with their test? All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Sure.
Here's the question. What is the longest running American show currently on Broadway? Don't answer yet, Michelle. We'll give people some time in the comments here to get their answers in. But the question is, what is the longest running American show currently on Broadway? On the Great White Way. No Googling allowed, Michelle.
I don't have a way to Google things right now.
Like, hey Siri, what is the longest?
I'm streaming on my phone, so
Oh.
I have to get out of here to do it.
Our first guess, we have some guesses coming in now. We'll wait for we get a couple more guesses in. Again, the question is, what is the longest running American show currently on Broadway? Here's some of our guesses so far. We got a couple Phantom of the Operas. Wait to see if we get a couple more guesses in here. We have Chicago, Lion King or Chicago. All right, Michelle, what do you think?
I was also going to guess Phantom, but Nick just said that's British, so.
Nick helped you. So what's your final answer?
Is it Lion King?
Final answer is Lion King. The
Maybe.
answer is Chicago. Nick is right. Phantom of the Opera is the longest running show on Broadway overall, but did not start in America. Chicago did start in America. And fun fact, the production of Chicago that's currently running is actually the revival.
Oh.
It originally opened and completely flopped. It was very bad, and it closed. And then the team got back together and rewrote it, and a couple years later opened it back up, and it's been running since. So our next question, to have a little bit more fun and spice it up a little bit. Oh. What was the first Broadway production to feature nudity?
I might know that one.
All right, hold your answer. We're going to wait to get some
I
guesses
would.
in. First Broadway production to feature nudity. Nobody Google this one. No Google allowed. You can't be like me at trivia the other night.
Were you Googling things at trivia?
Maybe, but there were like 2 people there. So we have some guesses coming in. Oh, Calcutta is a guess. We have Hair as a guess. Nick says like full frontal or actually. No, full frontal. All nudity. Thanks for clarifying. Michelle, what is your guess?
I was going to say Hair.
And the answer is the 1968 production of Hair.
Yeah.
You and my grandma got it right. My grandma got it right too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hair, back in 1968. First show to feature nudity. Who would have thunk?
Wild.
All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Sure.
How many Broadway theaters are there in New York City? How many Broadway theaters are there? Do 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 do. We're gonna wait for some comments to come in here. If you're watching, go ahead and leave your guess in the comment section. We have a guess of 25, 7 or 10. See if we get any more in. 10. Michelle, what is your guess?
I don't know.
That's not an option.
12.
Your guess is 12. The answer is 41.
41?
41 Broadway theaters, and actually only 4 of them are on Broadway, like the road Broadway.
Right, yes.
I have been to half of them, or a little over half, I guess. I've been to, I think, 24 of the theaters on Broadway. So that's my life goal, is to get to all of the Broadway theaters. Even if I have to see a really bad show, I'm going to go. 41. So that means there's 41 theaters in New York that can, if there's a show there, they can be eligible for the Tony Awards. That's how that works. There's 41 Tony eligible houses, and they just added one, I think in the last year. It was 40 up until last year. All right, next question. Here we go.
Okay.
Which musical won the first Best Musical Award on the Tonys? Do 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 do. We did shoulders. That's our go-to.
It's our go-to move.
Do you have guesses? Do you have a guess? Don't tell us yet.
Me?
Yeah.
No,
You don't have a guess yet?
no.
You're really good at this game. Note to everybody out there watching, don't take Michelle to trivia night.
If it's not Broadway, I might get it. But for some reason.
Our first guess, Cats or Music Man. That's a guess. Any other guesses? If Nick Rogers doesn't get this, he can't come on the show on Tuesday.
Google Nick. Google it.
He's like, oh no. All right, what's your guess, Michelle?
I don't even know what year the first Tony Award was. Or
Well, go ahead and guess, and I'll let you know.
not. I'm just gonna say Phantom.
What?
I don't know. Kiss Me Kate.
Kiss Me Kate was the first Best Musical Award. So they didn't start having the Best Musical Award until the third Tonys, which was in 1949. So the Tony started, I believe, in 1947. Yeah. Yeah. So they didn't have Best Musical until then. And actually, it's so weird because Kiss Me Kate opened 2 years before that. So, yeah, it was strange. But yeah, that was the first musical to win the Best Musical award. And what won it last year? Can you tell me that?
The one last year?
Yeah, we watched it in your basement. In that basement, we watched the Tony Awards.
I know.
Hades
Jordane's
Town.
on my couch.
Hades Town.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All right, you ready for the next one?
Sure.
You're not doing well on this one. Okay, here's the question. How many actors have played the role of Phantom during the life of the production of Phantom of the Opera on Broadway? This does not include any national tours or other sit-down productions, just on Broadway. This is a tough one. I didn't know this.
They've all been tough.
See, like, I feel like I could have got all of these easily. This one I probably wouldn't have got. I feel like this is not like general knowledge. You know, you have to be like a real nerd to know. And I am not a Phantom of the Opera fan, so I know I'm gonna get angry letters for that one. Any guesses? You have a guess of 40 or 20? Michelle, what's your guess?
23.
Close, but not quite.
Oh.
15 plus 5. So there's been 15 people to do it, and there's been 5 long-term understudies and swings.
Okay.
15 people. Do you know who the first African-American Phantom was?
No.
Norm Lewis. Come on, Michelle. God.
Not. I don't know very much about Broadway.
All right, this is the last one. You may
Okay.
get this one. Like, this could be one you could get. I have faith in you.
Okay.
Here we go. Are you ready? What was the last song that Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein wrote together?
Am I supposed to wait
Oh,
or guess?
haven't any guesses come in yet. Go ahead and guess.
I don't know.
That's the song. Only song. Well, the right song.
What?
Somebody guessed Do Re Mi. That's really close, but not quite.
Okay, so does that mean it's from music?
Very good.
You know when all the words just leave your head? That's where I'm at. Edelweiss?
You're correct.
I don't
Edelweiss.
know. What?
Are you there?
Wow.
You were right. That was the last song they wrote together before Richard Rodgers died. Yeah.
All right, my stuff around me.
Edelweiss, which we're doing this summer.
Yeah.
Are you there? You okay? You're a little laggy. You doing all right?
I'm okay. I'm trying to get my thing that's going to play my music to come back on.
Oh, yeah, we're singing next, aren't we? You knew that before I did. Okay, what are we going to sing next?
We're going to sing They Just Keep Moving the Line from Smash.
From Smash. So out there, if you don't know, Smash was a TV show on NBC. It was about the creation of a musical about Marilyn Monroe. Kat McPhee starred in it. So did, Megan Hill. Megan.
Yeah.
Hilty? Yeah, okay. Thank you. They've been rumoring making Bombshell an actual musical on Broadway. And if they do, I'll lose my cool. So let's hope they do. But this is a song, actually, that I believe Tom Kidd and Brian Yorkey wrote, I think. Because I'm pretty sure they wrote a lot of music from Smash. I'll have to fact check that when you're singing. So are you ready to sing?
No, I can't get this to work.
Oh no! Technical difficulties. Now I have to ad lib with Dad.
Ah.
There you go. Are you ready?
No, I don't know what's happening.
All right.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Miller singing They Just Keep Moving in Line from Smash. If you like what you hear, consider donating to our 574 artists. Michelle, drink your water and take it away.
The field was bright with clover. I saw the finish sign. I started as a rover, and then victory was mine. I thought the race was over, but they just keep moving the line. They cheered at my persistence, but prayed for my decline. The path of least resistance led to Hollywood and Vine. I tried to go the distance, but they just keep moving the line. I jumped all of the hurdles to break out of the pack. I started on the outside and then hit the inside track. I left the other fillies back at the starting gate. Was ready on my mark. I got to set to hurry up and wait. So talent and ambition won me a chance to shine. I aced the big audition, but it's raining on cloud nine. Can't beat the competition, 'cause they just keep moving the line. I handled every corner, each bump along the track. And when I saw the ribbon, well, there was no turning back. I won the photo finish. I posed for all the men. But before I got my trophy, well, the race began again. So I made friends with rejection. I straightened up my spine. I'll change each imperfection till it's time to drink the wine. I'll toast to resurrection, 'cause they just keep moving the line. Please give me some direction, 'cause they just keep moving the
Yes! Well done, friend.
Thank you.
That was great. That was so good. Such a good song for you. Gosh dang. People said great voice.
Oh,
Professional, belt it out, says Sophie Hazel.
thank you.
That was awesome. I love that song. I fact checked myself. It was Mark Shaman who wrote that song, not the other two. So I apologize to everybody.
Good.
I will be putting out a letter of apology in the public very soon for my mistake. So I want to thank, we've so far fundraised $30, which is awesome. Thank you, Teddy Price and Grace Denny, for your donations to our to our 574 artists. We thank you so much. If you're thinking about it, just know it's going to go to amazing artists like Michelle this summer. And please consider donating at 574theater.com/support, or click that donate button on the Facebook link. We're very appreciative. So moving right along, Michelle, we get to the fun part. We want to know some stories of theater gone wrong, whether it's behind the scenes or on the stage. What do you got for us? Give us the scoop.
Probably the biggest one was back when I was a little baby performer in high school, and I was
You were
in the
like
role.
literally like an infant.
Literally, I was like 16 probably. and we were doing Arsenic and Old Lace. And I was Abby Brewster, which is, there's two sisters.
Is this a play? Why were you doing a play?
It's a play,
Ah,
not a musical. I know.
kidding. We love plays. Plays are great. Okay, continue.
But the storyline is basically like there's these two old women, and they kill people to put them, like mercy killings. Like they think they're helping people. They just like have old people come to their house. They put them out of their misery.
That
They
went
bury
from
him in the
0 to
basement.
100 real fast.
I know, it's good.
Some two old people, and they kill people. Oh, okay. Got it.
But the person who was playing my sister went up on a line, and it's right around the time that we're starting to tell our brother that we are killing people and putting them in the basement.
No big deal.
And no big deal. It's kind of a big, important part of the show. And instead of letting someone else cover, she jumped like 4 or 5 pages of dialogue. And then we had to go back and filter in what happened. And it was a lot of, I mean, it was literally, I think she said, yeah, we kill people. They're in the basement. And I'm like,
No day but today. Just gotta tell them.
it was, yes, that was,
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. You know, when like somebody jumps and then everybody like you get that feeling in your stomach, and if you're an actor and this has happened to you before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And everyone's like, oh, and somebody's got to be like the leader and like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Yeah. And it's even better in rehearsals, you know, where like you jump and then somebody brings you back, and then the line after that, that same person jumps again, and you like get back to the right. Ah!
Or like if you were then keep going forward and just awkwardly repeat the lines you've already said, but everybody knows then that you messed
Just
up.
like with more emphasis on the delivery. We kill people and we put them in the basement.
Yeah.
Oi. Wow, I've never seen that show. I've heard of it. I just didn't know that's what it's about.
It's really fun. It's a comedy, actually. It's a comedy.
Okay, Sweeney Todd, jeez.
Another one was probably also in high school, because like you do. I was Golda in Fiddler on the Roof.
Uh-huh.
And I'm lighting the candles for Sabbath prayer. And
Good story starter.
I am bad at matches, but like I couldn't get it lit in time, so I had to start singing. So I'm lighting the match, it's on fire, I light the candle, and I'm singing and doing this, trying to get the match to blow out. I'm like shaking it and shaking it.
May the Lord protect and defend you.
Still singing because I don't have a chance to like stop singing, so I literally just held it over to Hoddle, my friend Melanie, and she was like, that was great. Or I would have like burnt myself.
Golda would probably do that though. You know, like that's probably not out of character for Golda at all.
No, I think the flailing was though. Just like go out.
She should have been like the you know, like that's what you should have done. Like that. That would have been probably the most in character choice you could have made.
Definitely would.
All right. So the big question, you know, we've been asking a lot of people, and we've been trying to get some answers. And like I was talking to Josh earlier in the show, you know, like, you know, as theater artists, we're always so much on the move, right? We're going from contract to contract, show to show, and we're always wanting to like, what's next? You know, we're always working for that next thing. So I think all of this has almost been a blessing in disguise, right? And we've all got to like pause for a second, slow down, and like take it all in, and like look at our past work and like look what's actually coming in the future, and just really appreciate everything. So I think like the biggest question that I've been pondering, you know, is what does theater mean to us, you know? So I would love to hear your thoughts on that of what does theater mean to you?
To me, I think it's just the instrument we have to tell stories, which I know like there's literally shows about the fact that theater tells the stories. But it gives you the opportunity to tell stories that maybe you are not comfortable telling about yourself, Like if you're playing a character, you get to explore maybe this thing that has happened in your life, or use it as sort of a processing center to, yeah, I mean, like process like your own issues, your own traumas, but then portray that in a way that other people can understand and connect with as well. It creates like a really genuine connection between humans, which I think is lacking a lot in today's world.
Yeah, and I think like on that note too, I hope that this all like I think brings us back to be more connected face to face, you know?
Yeah.
I think the last few years we've all been so digital, and then we're all guilty of it, you know, of like rather communicating over a screen. And now here we are being forced to be, well, kind of, you know, like we're here on the screen, but hopefully when this is all done, we appreciate that even more of being in person and connecting and having that human experience. Great, that was awesome, Michelle. Thank you for that. And again, I encourage everybody to let us know what theater means to you, and we can celebrate that with each other. So we're getting to the end of our time, but I want you to sing one more song. And you've picked a song that kind of has a good, inspiring message for everybody moving forward. What song are you going to sing for us?
All That Matters from Finding Neverland.
That show, I've seen it twice, and I bawled like a baby both times. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful show. All right, so you're going to sing All That Matters from Finding Neverland. Everybody enjoy Michelle's last song. Remember, if you like what you hear and if you feel willing, donate to 574 Theater. All right, Michelle, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, take it away.
There are days when I feel so afraid, but when reality crashes in wave after wave, pulling me farther beneath. So what's the point in planning for a future if it all can be stolen away? It's all I can do to hold on and survive when the colors have faded to gray. But my children need so much more from me, and they give me the strength to go on. Whatever may come, all that matters now is where I go from here. There's an easier way if I live for today. The beating in my heart is all that matters. He makes sense of all of my chaos in ways I can never explain. He turns all of my sadness into a smile. He's helping me live life again. It's the light in the eyes of my children. It's the sound of their laughter once more. It's a glimpse of a life I dared only to dream, and a dream only life could restore. And I know that some may not understand, but he's guiding me safely
Yeah. So good, Michelle.
Wow. I'm sitting down. That was really
Why did
Thank
you
you.
stand up?
because then I'm not in the frame. I don't know. I'm awkward. It was great. It
Michelle.
was so fun.
That was wonderful. A great message to leave us on. You're spectacular. You're wonderful. Thank you for joining us tonight. Be safe. Be well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't touch money at the bank.
I have to, but that's okay.
Get that.
I'll wash my hands.
Okay. All right, Michelle, thank you so much for joining us.
Mhm.
I'm going to kick you off and say goodbye to everybody.
Okay.
Okay, bye, Michelle.
Bye.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining our second episode of House Party. We're back again at 8 p.m. Tuesday night with the rock and roller Nick Rogers, who's been in a lot of our shows. So excited to have him on and all of his theater knowledge. He's brilliant, and he's got a great high tenor rock voice, so I'm excited to have him on. Again, keep on being kind to each other. Keep on helping each other and supporting each other. And remember, like Michelle just saying, all that matters is where we go from here. Moving forward through this pandemic. Be safe, be kind. Most importantly, have a great night, everybody. Get some rest and have a great week. We'll see you on Tuesday night.